Hello, I'm down here at Koala Creek. Obviously over the last couple of years we've had a few changes here with our koalas. We had Monty born. Quite incredible, this is the same koala that only 2.5 years ago was a little tiny Joey riding around on Maisie's back. The rate that they develop and grow into might I say, a very handsome male koala. He certainly takes after his dad, an absolute character, and still growing. So we weigh the koalas twice a week. It's one of the best indications of good health. Monty, just weighing in then, he's tipping the scales at well over 8.5 kilos. He'll potentially overtake Dennis maybe, he could be 10 kilos upwards. Maturing not just in size, but also in temperament. Male koalas can be a little bit temperamental, very hormone driven. So during the breeding season, they become a very different creature. They can be a little, bit aggressive, a little bit feisty when we're weighing them. His scent gland is starting to come in. So the male koalas have a scent gland on their chest. You're already starting to see that, which he'll use to mark his territory and rub all over the branches to tell all the girls that he's about. The rate he's going, he's certainly going to be, I think, a match for the girls when he does get to meet them. He lives at the opposite end of Koala Creek. Quite often people ask why he's separate from the others. He needs to be separate from Dennis, our other male, because they would fight. So we need to keep them away from each other. Doing what a male koala should do really is just hanging out on his own. They are naturally solitary animals, so certainly don't need to feel sorry for old little Monty being on his own. Starting to bellow a little bit as well. He's not quite there, he is a little bit of a still teenage, still developing. I guess a little bit like when your voice is breaking, quite often he'll start doing a bellow and it doesn't quite complete. He's getting there, as they're still young. I said he'll be free in the summer, so still plenty of time to turn into a proper big tough male koala. So another individual that's joined us in the last couple of years is Yani. You might remember Yani joined us from Ocean Park in Hong Kong. Literally 2 years ago to almost the day that Yani arrived here from Hong Kong. So she settled in really well. She had to do a short period of quarantine when she first arrived here at Longleat. Last season she spent in with Maisie and Dennis. She's doing really well and again, growing in confidence, and she's certainly a big personality here at Koala Creek. One of the biggest threats to the southern koalas, certainly in the wild, is the fires that they have. I was fortunate enough to go across a couple of years ago and see the recovery, and that's the climate change for you really. It's obviously getting hotter. Koalas used to be able to adapt to it and climb the trees and sort of get away from the fires, and now it's almost engulfing everything in its path. So part of the reason the koalas are here at Longleat is to raise awareness of that. This group of koalas that we have here, the only group of southern koalas in Europe, you have to remind yourself of that. You sometimes get caught up in the hustle and the bustle, but yeah, you have to take a little bit of a step back, and they're just incredible. Really, really fortunate to be able to work with them every day. Quite a high maintenance animal for a species that sleeps a lot, but I think that certainly pays off, and you look at the success that we've had here since the koalas have been at Longleat, with Hazel born and Monty and Yani joining the group as well. They're just incredible, and quite often the team, they see me stood round here just with a big smile on my face and just looking at a sleeping koala. So from the outside, people probably think I'm a bit weird, but they're just iconic and as an absolute privilege to work with.